Welcome to the Cognac, Tequila, and the Girl Show. The pod with a dope squad, talking about life, all straight with no chaser. Thanks for clicking that play button. Take a shot and join your host, Cognac, Tequila, and the Girl, also known as Rob, Mike, and Dunia.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys for coming back and listening
to episode 6.
Episode 6. It's called Holly Houston, and nobody's going to get why until you hear about our special guest. We got a special guest.
We have a special guest.
Yes.
You want to say something?
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I'm Dania's dad. My name is Rick, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
He's the girl's dad.
The girl's father.
The girl's dad. He's
Big
here.
Daddy.
Well, that's not what I call him.
But he's not the only one here.
We have the whole family here.
The whole entire family.
The whole family's here.
Hello, good evening.
Hey.
Oh,
I'm just sitting here chilling with Big Daddy.
oh no. Okay, well that was my mother, and now she's not allowed on the microphone anymore. Don't ever do that again, Mom. Thank you. Thank you.
We have sister number 2 in the back.
Hey.
Well, she's been here for a while, so, you know. Really,
Whatever.
Yes.
We're still Kelly girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been mentioned before.
We have sister 3, but she's over there telling a story. There she is. Hello. So if you hear any background noises, it's family. We're
That's what
hanging
it
out.
is. And you have the Auntie Janisa. Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
And-
But she's a Louisiana girl.
But Auntie Janisa and
Gangsta's here too. She's like our extra sister.
yeah,
If you guys can hear him in the back.
it's just houses you're on is very unique.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to tell how that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is my aunt because her and my mother, well, my grandmother and my Auntie Janice's mother were really good friends, and they actually gave birth the same day in the same hospital to these 2 wonderful women who are now standing over us and probably are going to say something.
Probably.
But they are best friends, and they've been best friends for, I'm not going to say how many years because my dad over here starts counting numbers, and
65.
oh, well,
Whoa.
I said 40.
That's what I was told.
I said 45.
39. Come on,
I was told
19.
19
19
years. Yeah.
19 years
Yeah.
ago they met. But they are both here, and she is my auntie for real. I love her to death. She's so fun too. Come on and say hi.
Hi, everyone out there. I just want to say congratulations to this wonderful group of people who have come together and to tackle some issues I'm sure everyone deals with on a day-to-day basis. So from my heart, I want to say thank you for listening. Continue to listen, and I love you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, that's sister
That
too.
was sister, too.
Yeah.
Mommy. Oh, Mom's long got camera shy.
Gangster.
Microphone shot. Microphone shot at this point. Because there's no cameras yet. So,
My mom will jump on in a minute. Somebody should have got my mom a drink. Is what
right?
the problem
That's
is.
what it was.
Here
I
she
just want
comes.
to say that I'm here in Houston visiting with my girls, my family, my boys. I'm enjoying myself. I feel so loved. I'm treated well. And
She's
I
gonna
just
start
love
crying.
everybody.
She's
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. But I'm really, really, really happy and blessed.
Oh.
And thank you for listening to them because I like them.
Well, I
Thank
hope
you,
so.
Mommy.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mommy.
I hope so. Yeah, so at the end of the day, this is what life's about. Enjoying
Family.
your family, having your family over, and this is why I've always aspired, to do things in my life that I've done to be, just make
Good
things
person for your
comfortable
family.
for everybody, with my wife and with her family, our family. We take a lot of gruff being together. Let's just put it that way. But I've always put that foot forward to be that person to take care of what will make both of us happy. Not saying, I'm not saying just me, obviously, but me too. It makes me happy too. But that's what the grind's about. It's just trying to.
Cognac is crawfish drum.
Whatever. No.
We had a seafood boil tonight.
Whatever.
It was delicious.
What I meant was, like I said in previous episodes, it's friends that come, family. It doesn't matter who I have over. I'm just trying to make them comfortable and give them the best.
Happy.
And happy. That's it.
So, how was your week?
Oh,
Because we usually start out.
Yeah, we usually start out about a week.
Dad.
It's been fantastic. We arrived here Monday afternoon, and we always look forward to coming here because we enjoy, of course, being with family. Yeah, we enjoy it, and we have a good time.
Me more now.
here in Houston. So a week was. We started off. We arrived. I think we went to the Galleria one day, and then we went out to the Houston Premiums out in
Outlets.
Katy.
Yeah. Outlet Mall, Katy
Which
Mills.
was really nice. So anybody visiting Houston, I would encourage you to do that because that is really nice. My wife had a wonderful time, and so it's been a great week, a good family time, and we've been looking forward to this for about almost a year now.
Yeah,
it's great.
That's dope.
They brought back lots of bags, so
That's good. I mean,
obviously,
all of that during the pandemic.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
good.
they brought back a lot of bags with only a few bags to take it back. So that being said, we got to ship it to them, which is good.
They had a really good time.
Right? Because we're used to shipping things, so it's not a big deal.
I do want to shout out that my family is all vaccinated.
Hey,
Yeah, my mother and my father are both medical superheroes.
Thank you.
And so
we appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the pandemic, and I was contrasting the differences between Houston, Texas, and California, and it's about the same. Even though Houston, I was told, just opened up a couple of days ago.
Next week.
Well,
next
week.
Wednesday.
yeah.
Next Wednesday.
Because this lady I was talking to at the store said that the governor had opened it up a couple of days ago, but everybody was still wearing the mask.
That's
Which I thought was a good thing.
He announced it. He announced
They
it.
announced
Or
it.
announced
He said that
Yeah.
the restrictions are coming off. Okay, correct. Restrictions are coming off. But he also said, people are used to social distancing and used to doing what they did. So, with that being said,
That's
it's a self-responsibility thing.
okay.
Well,
Yeah, but so on the 10th, he opened the state up 100%.
Yeah.
So when you say 100%, that's distancing and everything, not just mask. So
Oh.
that's how I look at it. When you say 100%, 100%,
Thank you.
because the mask is not 100% because you got other parts of it.
Like I said, me and Tequila and the girl usually get into a debate about this.
It's not
So
a debate.
I'm glad. No,
100% is 100%.
It's not because Cognac's gonna still have his mask on.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna have my mask on.
Me too.
I'm just
And
doing. Look, I'm doing it out of respect for other people because
Exactly, and that's the end of it.
in my industry, I got to go into grocery stores all the time, and you got elderly people. And so, of course, I'm going to wear my mask. Now, when I got a 90-year-old woman with her chin diaper on in front of me asking me where the pens are, I don't know where the Depends are. I'm putting wine up. What the hell? But that being
She's
said,
90,
I understand,
Doing
but
her
why is she
best.
all up on me? Okay.
but you're still doing the right thing.
That being said, yeah, I'm going to wear my mask. It's I love Halloween, so it's like Halloween every day for me.
Yeah. My week was pretty good. A couple of episodes ago, I talked about some lean training that I went through, and I was preparing to do this, what they call a Kaizen event, and I executed the Kaizen event this week, very first time, and it was a win if you get into the terminology, the lean terminology, but it turned out to be a good success. So,
What's a Kaizen event?
a Kaizen event is part of the lean management. So lean management, you finna put me on the spot. But it's basically when you look at a process, right? You evaluate your processes and you look for any way that you can make your process more efficient. You're looking for cost savings. You're looking for wasted time and all that kind of stuff. And you come up with another. You're upgrading your process.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, you're just evaluating your processes, doing a SWOT analysis. That's what I call it. It's a real in-depth SWOT analysis. You know, you're looking at your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. And once you identify those, you enhancing it, right? Where you can save time, money, and get more bang for your buck. Yep.
I've heard that term.
And that's in my terminology.
I feel like I need a paycheck now because I know how to do it.
Right.
It's not boring. Knowledge is not boring.
No, of course not.
I just felt like I
I was just joking,
my
playing on the
job, too.
keyboard.
Well, he asked
And
the
my
question.
hobby.
I was joking,
And
playing
I
on the
just
keyboard.
danced around a
We're
little
just
bit.
learning the keyboard, so I was just playing games, playing off the keyboard. So, my bad, Mike. Love you. You know that.
So what's the topic of our conversation? What we doing this week?
What do you-
So right now we just
We're
We're just doing,
we're just
doing
freestyling.
Big Daddy.
We're doing
Yeah.
that.
What do you, why don't you talk about that?
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about the donuts that
No. I want to talk about some
Go
of the
for it.
series.
Yeah.
Since we have Harper,
Yeah.
right? And I was thinking, and you
Who is Harper?
Harper is my granddaughter, and I was wondering what your thoughts are, all three of you, your thoughts on the raising a child in this millennial time, because it's increasingly difficult. Because when we had my oldest daughter, Denier, which is Tequila.
No, I'm just the girl.
I'm Tequila. I'm Mike's Tequila.
I'll do
Well,
some
we had our
too.
daughters, and and Denier and Rob are helping to raise Harper. It's more challenging now, much more so than when we were kids.
Yep.
Because our kids used to go outside and play.
Yep.
They would spend a lot of time outside playing.
Wow.
But now you have all these influences where they stay inside, and things that you are trying to teach them, you have so much more that's going against what you are trying to teach them.
Yep.
It's like the influences. Once they go outside that door, it's very challenging, because when they come back, sometimes they're different kids.
Yep.
And they learn stuff. So I want to know what you guys thought, because you guys have Harper, and Mikey, you have your son,
Carlos.
Carlos. So
Yeah.
I wondering what you guys' thoughts are.
We don't have Harper.
I mean, but you guys are helping to raise Harper.
You hit a big nerve for me. Okay, so I always discuss this point with your daughter, the girl. It's a crazy universe she's dealing with. Just this evening, when Family Guy was on, Gangsta was looking at her watching it, and she was like, "Whoa, can she watch this?" And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, what is she going to grow up with in the future? What's going to be weird or to her? Like, what's the comedy frame going to be, or whatever it may be? It's going to be an abnormal situation for her. I mean, I can't answer that question until you get into the future. Now, am I going to voice my opinion on Harper if she gets older? And we've discussed that when Harper was coming. And I told Denia that. I go, what's the limit on what I can tell her? Because
As far as disciplining.
disciplining her, or just
Kids cursing you out.
yeah,
That's
like if
like,
she were to like come at me with a knife, what the hell am I supposed to do? Like,
she treated her like an attacker.
like right? Am I supposed to like put her in a Cobb McGraw hold? Like, you know what I mean, like,
I don't know. I feel like it's weird for everyone, not even just children, just us. Even as adults, social media is weird.
Mm-hmm.
The internet is weird. They can do whatever they want. You can take things, you used to be able to take your phone and, oh my God, I can't talk to my friends. But now, they don't need their phones. They've got their iPads. They've got this.
same thing, same
And-
technology. Yeah.
But there's ways around it. There's other influences.
Such as?
Yeah, that's the thing. Such as
Kids that don't have any rules. They're going to school and they're seeing things,
that the other kid
like
has the iPad.
Harper, for instance, does weird like dances, and we're like, where'd she get that dance from?
Whatever. Yeah.
We all know what she watches, Scooby Doo,
Right.
Coraline, and you don't
But
know
you don't
where
know what
that
she's
came
saying.
from.
Yeah, and that was the other thing about that. And I heard a good term. Somebody told me one time, "Our kids are like sand. Kids are like sand. You hold them too tight, they're gonna fall out of your hand. You hold them too loose, it's gonna fall out of your hand. You just have to find that barrier.
Depends on the child.
The child.
To me.
Yeah, the
Carlos, how
child.
about you?
Yeah, the child. Yeah.
Carlos is your son.
I'm glad you asked that question, and I'm by far not an expert, right?
Nobody is.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to give background, Carlos is adopted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I love kids. I always love kids, but I never wanted to have kids personally because I said I don't believe I have what it takes to raise a kid in this world that we living in. And bam, Carlos, right? And you mentioned influence.
You didn't want to change his duty diapers at the pool, did you?
And you mentioned influence. That's the biggest challenge because that's what I'm dealing with right now. The biggest mistake I feel right now personally I made with raising Carlos is he's had an iPhone since he was 6 years old, and I never put parental blocks on anything, so he had full range of influence from whatever he wanted to be influenced by. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking as long as he with me, up under me, because we ride like two thieves, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He'll know how to make decisions still, even be influenced by this stuff, because this stuff is somewhat real world.
And Carlos is 14 now.
He just turned 14 Sunday.
He's had his phone for 8 years.
Yep,
Starting at 6.
starting at 6. And don't do it without the parental guidance, right? Because whatever he listened to the same music I listen to. So when I listened to that music, I didn't have YouTube to enhance the music, right? So he on YouTube, listen to the same music. Now he looking at all these garage made videos that these guys are making to enhance their music. So he have a harder decision to make if that's real, if it's fake, and then you seeing so much of it, always exposed to it, it make it hard for you to separate reality from fiction and bullshit, right? And so that's my problem with him. Just not no real problem with him. He a good kid, but he, at being 14, he's picking bad friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's being attracted to those friends that he is that look like the look like the
You know that.
look like the
I
people
thought you was talking
look like the
about
people in the videos. You know what I'm saying? These kids. He got a friend.
Well,
That you know,
Yeah.
I'm not tearing no parent down because there's no book on how to parent, right? You know, so but it's one kid that this guy, we can't even talk to him. When I say we, I mean adults, because he think he's 14 and he think he's an adult. You know what I'm saying? Because he gets so much freedom.
Now, is that a 2-parent household? This other kid, or
This is probably a 16-parent household because the way the family seem to be structured, there's a lot of people live in the house, so I don't know where to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I see it. Fine.
yeah.
Well, you know what you said earlier was, and you reminded me of dealing with my daughter here, and I remember telling my daughter that
girl?
every day, the girl, that every day that she was alive. Now this was before her sisters had come, and then as she got older, every day that she was alive was my first time dealing with an 11-year-old,
Yeah.
a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old. And there is no book. And I've often told her there were some mistakes made.
Yeah.
And then you try to refine it as you get down to Aaron and Ricky. And
Yeah.
they often make fun about, well, Dad, I couldn't do this, but one of the other kids could. Because you're refining it because she was the first one.
Yeah.
And as the first one, I forget the term where you are the first. I think it's harder on the first child.
I want everybody to hit record right now if you're listening.
Because that's true. It was much harder for her because she was the first one through the pipeline.
Yeah, she got to get the bruises.
Right, and I was saying,
So got to take the licking.
If we get down to Ricky, you think what Ricky is the youngest daughter. Then you think you really understand. But my point is what you were saying earlier, that there is no book. There is no book.
No book.
All my children are different girls. What worked with one didn't work with the other, and it was just very challenging. And I find that you do the best you can, and being a religious person, and pray.
Yeah.
And hope that the moralities or the right to wrong that you put in them is stronger than the influences that are out.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have some ups and downs with Carlos.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yeah. And right now, I mean, not to cut you off, Rod.
No, you're
I'm a personal person. I don't share a lot. It's some nights, and don't repeat this. Some nights,
on the internet.
some nights, I cry myself to sleep because I feel like
Understandable.
I don't want to let this dude down.
Right.
And the world he live in is too fucking much for me.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And I literally cry myself to sleep.
Right.
Over this little dude.
That's
I'm
tough.
finna cry right now just thinking about it. But
No, that's
yeah.
I feel that way about Harper, for real. No joke. I talked to my best friend about that. I said Harper's here a lot, so I gotta be the best person I can be for
Example.
her. And
He
an
tries
example.
to be an example.
An
for
example
her.
for
Yeah.
her. You know what I mean? Like,
Her dad.
and that's kind of where. But anyways, you didn't let your daughter watch Juice. She told me.
We had an episode about movies. And
That was her mom.
People picked their favorite movies, and both of them had Juice on their list, and I was like, I wasn't allowed to watch that. My parents pre-watched things, and my mom said, nope.
Which is good.
I didn't watch it till later with this white guy over here.
So what's your perspective? Being the first daughter,
Half Mediterranean.
what's your perspective on? And you can be honest, because we've been honest.
Yeah.
What's your perspective of being the first one through, and comparing it to your sisters? If just give us.
Okay,
your
well,
opinion.
if we're being honest,
Yeah.
Very
or
interesting
we're being
episode.
fully honest.
Completely honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to shout out to my dad here because he's technically my stepdad,
Okay. True.
but he's been with me my whole entire life, and now I'm gonna cry. Jeez, you see, whatever. He stuck by me and stuck by my mother with her problem child,
Okay. It's okay.
and raised me my whole life. I don't know any other father. So goes to you, Mike. You didn't expect to get Carlos. He probably didn't expect to get me. He saw my hot mom.
Yeah.
It was like, she's hot enough to accept her. And he has been a pillar to me. I'm not going to keep going
That's
Yeah.
into it because I don't want to start crying. But yeah, I mean, we had to learn each other. I mean, I was still young,
Sure.
but you literally took on a 6-7-year-old kid, and we learned each other. I mean, I really don't compare it all because we are, like you said, all three of us are very different.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
So different. Like,
Right.
we all three get along, luckily, because most siblings don't, but we're all different. Aaron's more vocal, I'm more quiet, Ricky is super, creative,
Yes, right.
and
That's true.
so I can't
And
really,
scared of ghosts
you can't
in our house.
oh God, yes. We can't compare them. I really don't compare. I mean, obviously there was more leeway as far as curfews or what you can do.
Sure.
But their sister too. we both are like, damn, Ricky has a lot of.
If you hear
Ricky
somebody
is our
speaking
sister
in the
three.
background, it's the ghost of Aaron.
Let's hear what
But I don't sit around comparing.
Oh, there she goes again.
I don't. It doesn't make sense to.
Yeah. I'll tell you, we talk about this, and we're being honest. Somebody pointed out to me, this is when we were, as you say, learning each other. I didn't know that you weren't supposed to marry a woman with a child?
You were not. They just said not.
Ooh.
No.
Yeah.
That was when you go out dating.
Yeah.
You want the single
Yeah.
one, not the one. But I would tell you this: I was so naive enough. I didn't give a damn because this is what impressed. Yes, well, no, it does matter to certain people.
Yeah, it
No,
matters to a lot of. It matters to a lot of people.
But
Yeah, it matters
you
to a
got
lot of
my
people.
wife, so
But
Period.
so what happened was, and I never shared this with you or your mom. When I first met your mom, and in fact, I told her this the other day. She didn't know. What impressed me about your mom was her devotion to you. Because see, when you're dating women, and I told my wife this.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Yeah.
right?
she cried in the background.
And I can't be. If we're dating, I can't be the most important thing in your life. Your daughter has to be.
Has to be.
Has to be.
Yep.
And of all the women that I was dating, that stood out. And it just stood out because her complete devotion to her daughter.
Yeah.
So TJ wasn't completely focused on me, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Her devotion to her daughter, and I was saying, okay.
Cause you like that challenge.
I'm loving this.
Let me get in this mix.
I took TJ to meet my mom very soon afterwards. After the interaction I saw with her and you, we would go out shopping and you'd be with us. And I fucking loved it. The interaction with you and your mom. And so from that point, I was saying, yeah, my wife, she's the one.
Yeah.
Based on a lot of it, her devotion to her daughter.
Yeah.
And I thought that was some cool shit right there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And on that note, it's kind of off topic, but really not off topic.
It makes
Man, that's a kick-ass ring that
Oh,
TJ
well,
got on.
We'll post a picture. We'll post a picture of the ring. We'll post a picture of that ring.
My
But the
mom,
story-
But we won't
My dad-
post where she's going or leaving.
yeah, my dad
Yeah.
just got my mom the most amazing, like, I just love you,
Go on
thank
it.
you ring.
Right.
We'll post a picture on our podcast.
Yeah.
But let me tell you the story behind it very quickly. When we were going out, I thought that we were going to look for rings.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I can withstand just window shopping. It could cost me a nickel. Yeah. So I'm good with this. So any store she wanted to go to, I was okay with that. And then we went to one store. She fell in love with this ring. We went, she said, baby, that's a little much. Let's go over here. So I'm thinking, okay.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna cost me a nickel.
Yeah.
And then it got a little serious. Well, she started talking about the previous store.
Yeah.
She says, well, can we go back? And I said, oh man, she got me. Then I realized she said something, and because I hadn't really given it a whole lot of thought.
Yeah.
And she said, this could be for our 31st, we've been married 31 years,
Yeah.
anniversary. And I thought about it and I said, you know what? She rarely asks for anything on that level.
Yeah.
And 31 years of putting up with my bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. So I said, yeah.
Thank you.
So I had to get her
A
that ring.
whole lot.
And that's my daughter, Erin. But she deserved that ring,
Yeah.
after 31 years. But anyway,
And it's gorgeous.
all right, thank you.
I'll post.
You guys gonna post it?
Yeah.
I could see it from the other side of the pool.
Yeah, she moved her. I was eating my crawfish and she did something, and I'm like, man, I got the wrong glasses. Where my Ray-Bans at? Because
Wonderful.
Anyways,
I
thank you so much,
thought
Daddy.
Baby from Cash Money had walked up in here. So
Thank you for listening.
I thought Baby from Cash Money had
I
walked
know,
up
I'll
in
put it on.
bling bling.
Blank, blank.
I'm picking on the podcast, but I'm gonna cry later about it. Thank you. I'm
Okay,
gonna keep
well,
on
You're
with the
crying
podcast.
now about it. You're
I know, but it was really beautiful.
But you know what's tough for me right now? Because, like I say, the little one, he 14.
Right.
And he's smelling his nuts. That's my time.
Right.
And,
God, I hate hearing that phrase.
you know,
Smelling this mess.
Is he in the
Thank
girls
you.
yet? Is he
Huh?
in the girls?
Oh,
is he,
God.
Is he doing the girl thing
I'm
yet?
out.
that's the he like girls,
Okay.
right?
Well, that's good. That's a big step.
he like girls,
I'm with
but the
that.
society he growing up in is right now they into the partner thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know.
And I don't get that because I never rolled like that. I always had friends, but I was in the girls.
Right.
But it's just seeing him growing to his own man, and I feel like I'm losing him, but I'm not.
Okay.
But he's just trying to find his way. You know what I'm saying? And for me to sit back and let him find his way. And have those conversations every day. Look, man, I ain't trying to stop you from living or whatever, but you need to think about this decision and think about that decision.
Right.
Well, that you are trying to stop me from living. No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I just, as your father,
Right.
that ain't too smart. You know what I'm saying? So, or this person ain't. You know what I'm saying? It's tough to let them go and not let them go.
I wouldn't.
I ain't letting them go. I ain't letting them go
because
at all.
They're getting to the point now where you're 5 or 6 years old and you can choose your sexuality.
Yeah.
I'm not with that.
I'm
not with that.
Yeah.
I'm not with that.
Okay, I'm not getting
I'm
into
out.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
I can get into that all day long.
I'm
Yeah.
out of it.
Y'all
Yeah.
get into it, but I'm saying I'm not with it.
Well,
Well, 5 or 6 year old, they're mature enough. They know anything about sex or reproduction or love.
But they're making them like that. This
That was
is what
my point.
bothers me.
That's what I just
This is
said.
what bothers me. It's like, dressing them like a little girl because you felt like you wanted a girl,
Right.
or something like that. And this, I might be banned from this show or
Yeah,
this podcast or whatever.
How you gonna get banned?
I don't know.
It's your shit.
They might X-name me on this, but I'm telling you, it's weird to me. It's just like the whole thing I talked about, the babies on social media with the baths and everything. It's weird to me, and I can go off on that.
My dad just got robbed lit.
No, it's weird to me. Like, you can't tell you. I'm sorry, the little boy. You can't dress him like a girl and say, "No, you're a girl because I wanted a girl," or vice versa.
Well, that's not the truth. Let me interject
fair.
1
I'm
second.
sorry.
Another different
Let
point
me
of view.
interject 1 second.
Yeah, here she goes.
Go ahead.
Because it's not they're dressing them like, oh, I wanted a girl. Because I know a personal story where there were some people's parents that actually did put them in girls' clothes because they wanted girls.
All right. Sure.
That's weird. But if
It's
your
not
child
right.
says, I just want to put on a dress, why does it bother you so much? Who cares?
No,
Who cares?
If the kid asked for it, but I'm talking about these cats that are
Who
putting.
cares?
I don't know if we're on the same page now. That
Well, what he said.
that would not disturb
I'm
me.
talking about these cats that are putting them in there.
Well,
like-
but
I'm not gonna make no judgment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not my thing, but I'm not gonna make no judgment anybody else. But to your point, the girl, that kind of stuff. If I walk into a room, right? I got a 4 or 5 year old young man. If I walk into a room, I got a 4 or 5 year old young man in a dress, and that's not the norm for him. You're probably gonna look the other way on that one. But if it's a consistent thing, then I'm gonna begin to worry. Because to me, I'm with you on that one. Nah, no big deal.
But why are you worried? Why don't you just talk to him? It's your kid, right?
At 6 years old, I don't know if that's a conversation that a 6-year-old
They're gonna
understands.
have
This is my thing right here.
Then why do you care?
This is my thing right here.
Because to be quite
Is that a
frankly,
conversation they can
'cause
have?
I don't want my male son to get confused and thinking he's a female.
Or daughter thinking you.
So
But
why does it
that's-
matter?
okay.
Maybe it's a generational thing.
This
I definitely
is
think it's let me finish
Yeah.
between me and Big Dad.
Yeah, go
Not
ahead.
gonna finish that. I do think it's a generational thing. I think it's
I'm just curious how that
all.
works.
Here's how I feel. All of these things have been going on for before I was born. Men were messing with men. There were these people doing these things, and
That's a good point.
hermaphrodite isn't a new word.
That is true. That's a good point.
Okay, so there are people that they don't even know what is what, and it's not for me to figure out
Okay.
what's going on in someone's genitals or what's going on in their heart. Now, do I find it weird? Certain things? Absolutely, because I didn't grow up that way. I didn't grow up with that thinking. Even me, and I'm younger than you.
Sure.
But it's not my business. It's really not your business.
If it's my child, it's not my business. Is that
No,
what
it's
you're
not
saying?
your business. Morality is your business. Make your child a good person. It doesn't matter what they're wearing. It doesn't matter who they're screwing when they get older. You don't want your child screwing anybody at 5 or 6 or 10. Period. You don't.
See that?
I don't care if you want to screw a man or a woman.
I can see
But
that.
here, okay.
But I'm not finished. So when you hit 40, you can screw whoever you want to.
I think you're right.
Now
I
you
think we agree on
can't
that.
you can't talk to me about screwing anybody. I mean, I couldn't talk to you about who I was screwing. I didn't talk to Mom about who I was screwing. But I also don't care what you're wearing. Either.
Okay.
I don't care. I feel like there's so much going on. I mean, I don't have children, but I feel like the children that I care about, because here's an unknown fact you don't know, we literally have 10 godchildren. There are people that have picked us,
Right.
put it in their will
Uh,
to give us their kids as opposed to their family members.
Just lazy.
that's good.
They just lazy.
But
I'm not one of them.
but you know where Carla's gonna run though. Over here. But
That's cool.
but
Right?
there's so much going on in the world that is just not even on my radar. Why do I don't care what people are doing.
And this is
I just want you to be a good person. Be a
this is
good
what's
human
beautiful.
being.
What's beautiful about this?
Yeah.
See, and this is what's missing out here, or
Yeah.
outside this house is. See, I can respect what you're saying,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to try to talk you out of it. I can respect that.
Yeah.
That's your point of view. But outside of this house, if you don't think the way I think, then you're wrong.
Yeah.
There's a personal attack. So I can respect that. So good for you.
Because people don't
That's-
want to listen. And that is the problem with any conversation. People don't want to listen. They want to be heard. And that's it.
Yeah.
You don't want to actually listen to hear what someone else is saying.
That's a good point.
You're just listening so they shut up so they can hear your part of the story.
I like that.
And I get what
That's-
you're
yeah,
saying.
that's-
You're my dad, and I
that's
know
what-
what generation you're from. I
That's
know what I
getting
was
at.
raised
Yeah.
as.
I was just telling you, gangster.
I like that.
But I'm also partial of that generation, partial of the new one,
That's true.
because I'm your child.
Good point.
And I just don't care. I don't have a child, but I know that I'm gonna love my child. And I know you. I know your heart. I know what your upbringing is. But you're a fucking phenomenal father.
Thank you,
And you're gonna accept it.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Mike. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts is, I have a problem if my son comes home.
in a dress.
No, not in a dress, and he says that
He comes addressing you into it.
he come home and he say that I'm a female or whatever, because the schools say that I have the right to choose
And that's what they teach.
what I identify with.
Okay, got you.
And that's what I have a problem with. So if he has a penis, you know, he identifies as a male.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I raise him as a male. I mean, you know, some people have penises and they don't have male tendencies. I'm not even getting into that, but my son has no for real. My son has male tendencies. You know what I'm saying? So I treat him like a male, and he go to school, and the leaders of the school, I call them leaders, because they influencing the kids to make thoughts on top of my influence, right? And you're influencing them to second guess, you know, their natural physical makeup. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I gotta say. So I'm a Christian. You know what I'm saying? And I believe in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And I don't judge people. You know what I'm saying? But I also don't try to influence the way people think and change their minds, right? You know.
But that's called being a good Christian, because I know even if he did say that, you would accept it. Probably try to figure out why the hell.
I'm gonna go to the school and
be
act
what
the
are you
fool.
guys- Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But people have taken, you know, I always bring this up. Sorry, Dad, here on this podcast, but
But I won't
it's
cast them
still
out.
a book.
Yeah.
It's still written, and it's interpretive. That's what books are. You
Yeah.
read it. We can all four read the same thing and see something different. Now, as far as like homosexuality, for instance, sodomy is a problem in the Bible,
Correct.
but men do it to their wives. So is it a problem, or is it just a problem if it's a man and a man? You can't pick and choose. So with your children, okay, what?
We've heard from the peanut gallery.
Well, Mom.
Sorry, we're in front of a live studio audience.
I wasn't talking. It's still for me, and I grew up Christian. You know, I went to Christian school. I studied Judaism. I've studied, and I didn't convert until I felt like if he was gone, I'm still gonna follow that because I'm not gonna change this for anybody.
Judaism?
Moral. It's just teacher. I feel like we're all human beings. We're all raised different, but at the core, we all have a God. Whatever you call them.
And I loosely say I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe in religion. I'm not a traditional man, and I don't follow I don't follow traditions that's passed on by other people just because this is the Bible and this is how we serve the Lord based off of what's in the Bible, and you need to do it too. I'm not religious at all. You know what I'm saying? And I say I'm Christian because Jesus is in the Bible and he infected my life. But I'm not like the Baptist, the Pentecostal, and all the other traditions or religions that study the Bible. Because my relationship with God has nothing to do with those institutions, right?
I don't get that deep.
Me?
I don't get that.
Me? I'm just saying.
My thoughts on a specific subject.
His thoughts, fuck that shit.
No, here's the thing I don't like about it. So, like I was saying before, they were trying to pass a bill here where they were trying to let guys that were women go into stalls and stuff like that and whatever, and like I said, to go to influence a kid that. No, you're female. That's the most, the stories you might hear majorly, I guess. But that's the narrative, I guess, they're pushing. Because that's not the majority of people I talk to. The majority of people I can talk to, I still have a base with them as far as, like, I'm still Rob, and I can make my jokes, and they still laugh about them because they're like, that's Rob. That's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to say. The end of it. So I don't see it as much. I just hear it more. I hear it more than notice it as far as like, and I deal with a lot of people. So in my work, so I maybe because I'm in Texas, that could be it. Maybe I'm not talking to people in California and they'd be like, "You're fucking crazy." Excuse my language.
Yes,
yeah, it might be a geographical thing where
they all loop in California. But go ahead.
I was going to say, maybe I might be in California and be like, look, how many genders are there? I think 7. What? There's 2 chromosomes.
But it's not your business.
Hold on.
Scientifically, it's not your business.
But
it's not 2 chromosomes. That's not how science works. Okay, I'm going to step out.
Okay. So I'm going back to what you were, but I was going back to what the girl was saying about, that the hermaphrodite thing. Okay, that's fine, but they still have that 1 chromosome that brings them into 8 certain things, and that sucks, right? It's just no different than somebody being born with retardation or whatever they might be born with. But the hermaphrodite thing, they still have that extra chromosome, as far as I know. I might be wrong.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, yeah.
You gotta.
I don't know. That's what I'm.
But this is what I'm saying.
I talk to learn. I talk to learn, not to talk down or talk down to somebody.
But what is no one gonna do?
Huh?
What is no one gonna do? What difference is it gonna make?
No, I'm saying if there is a split chromosome, and you have.
But what we do with this information?
Like a 3-headed dick, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, how does it affect your life tomorrow?
I mean, no, it doesn't.
Okay. I mean, so why we?
Okay, no. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you a good example. Here's how it does. Good example. About 10 years ago, I'm gonna say I was shopping at a grocery store. I'm not gonna name names. But this dude was transitioning whatever he was doing. He was a dude from when I started shopping there. Okay? Sir, yes, sir. Sir, sir, sir. I'm a sir guy. I'm Southern. I respect people. I talk to sir, sir, sir. One day, all of a sudden, a year later, he's checking me out. And I said, thank you, sir. And he goes, ma'am, under his breath. That made me feel like an asshole. Why would I should have felt like an asshole when you've been a sir for 10 years? You know what I mean? And I'm just used to you being a dude. You know what I mean? I don't know if you got it cut off, flipped in, flipped out, flipped around, flipped under.
I think that's fair, but I also think
I don't know.
I think
No,
that's
Well, why do you care?
collateral.
No, I didn't. But
And
he was
which
like,
really- that's
he
something
was
that
being
we
an
have
to deal
asshole to
with,
me,
but it
in my
changes.
opinion.
Yeah.
Your point.
Yeah.
That's just collateral because so we come to that situation. My wife dealt with it with the
I
guy
wasn't trying to be
in the
mean.
hospital,
Yeah.
and for the first 2 or 3 months, all dude. Next thing you know, he's wearing lipstick.
Yeah.
Now, so they had to adapt to that. He was looking for someone to treat him differently.
Yeah.
Now, me, knowing he was looking for a confrontation, looking to get somebody fired, I treat him the same.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? I never made it feminine or male. I just
Yeah.
say, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
And leave it at that. I never made any comment.
Yeah.
But to what Rob is saying, to me, that is something that we all have to deal with. It's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Honestly, if the person's transitioning, you can recognize that.
Yeah.
Okay, so today, you look like you're headed towards feminism. Then it's going to be, I'm going to treat you accordingly. Accordingly.
Yeah.
If you go the other way, we'll treat you
Yeah.
accordingly.
Yeah.
So to me, that's just collateral.
My thing is, I have a problem. It's never happened. Praise the Lord. If you come to me and you say, you try to push it on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you try to coerce me into buying into whatever you're going through. You know what I'm saying?
You're homophobe. If you
Well,
don't,
that's what I-
if you
that's
don't
what I was
hurt
kinda-
me,
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of trying to
Yeah.
get at, basically.
But if you want me to call you, if you want me to
I
call
wasn't
you,
trying to be rude.
but if you want me to call you ma'am or whatever, I don't care, ma'am. What the fuck?
I don't know.
It don't matter.
That's my point.
Yeah, yeah.
This was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this was, new at the time.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I wasn't trying to be rude. I didn't say anything to the cat.
Right.
I said, okay. That's literally what I said.
Yeah.
I said, okay, like I wasn't, the way he said it made me feel like I was an asshole.
but I wouldn't have felt that way.
But that's just people in general.
Yeah.
That's people in general. That how he or
He
she
wanna be
or whatever
respected.
was approached.
So he says, ma'am, then in my opinion, your response would be, okay, ma'am. And that's it. But you
All
just,
right.
you
Or
took it
my
one way
bad,
or the other.
or my
No,
bad.
I just said,
Cool.
I just
Yeah.
said, okay, and took the
My bad.
groceries and left.
And
I just said,
go
okay.
forward.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
I said, okay, and took the groceries and left.
So
Yeah.
just don't even say ma'am or sir.
Yeah.
which I was saying a
What
minute
do you
ago.
say?
When I come across those things, it seems to me like some people are
What
looking
is
for a
those-
confrontation.
But what do you
it's
say?
non-gender.
What
Hey,
are
how you
those
doing?
things?
Say to what?
What are those things?
But what do you
What do you
say?
think?
To
Well,
what?
we have to stay in
So
a-
I can't
in
be
a
I can't be polite. I can't be Southern polite anymore. I can't say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, thank you, ma'am, woo, 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 whatever it may be, and the circumstance.
I mean, if it's a challenge, I guess you can't. You know what I'm saying?
I feel
But
like
then there's some people like, okay, for instance,
there are
hold on,
there
one
are
second.
extremists in any category
Yeah.
But there's
that are going to be extra because they just want attention.
Yeah.
And you can
But
recognize
that's in
that.
any category, no different than Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
There are people that are like going to use that for attention. Look, dude, look at me, look at this, I'm black. That's in any type of format. Just treat people how they treat you.
Yeah.
If somebody's rude to you and they're wearing a wig or in transition, then be rude back.
But you're talking about a hot second. That's what I'm talking about. Here's the fact of the matter. So like the fact of the matter is, when a lot of people were moving to Houston, Texas in general, and so I opened the door for a lady, and she was like, "This is what I love about old school Southern men. They actually open the door for people."
And you should have said, "I'm not a man."
Yeah, and I'm not old.
And I'm not old.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, I mean, because.
Don't call me
All right.
old.
Well,
Because this the thing. This the
She
thing.
complimented me. You know, she goes.
My son.
That's why I moved to the South to get.
Carlos 14. He gonna open the door for you. Yeah, it ain't about it. Old school Southern and all that. It's just about being respectful and being raised right.
But
Arizona boy.
Yeah, and I'm from Arizona,
But
West
okay,
Coast.
and this is what I'm talking about for a minute. Had I opened the door for another lady, she might have been like, "I don't need the door open for me."
And that would have just ruined your
She
life.
just didn't want her door.
It's not ruined my life, but
It ain't that serious, man. It just ain't that
I
serious.
honestly,
but
here's
it
how
kind
I
of falls
feel.
back on, it's like, okay, now I don't know the proper protocol.
I
But
get-
why
Why are you concerned about a
does fuck
proper
you up so
protocol?
much? It's not that big of a deal.
hold on.
You know, forgive me now. I'm not making fun of you. I'm really curious because it's just not that serious. It really isn't. So why would you feel like an asshole because you simply made a mistake and called somebody shirt and a man? It was an honest.
Because I can be canceled.
No. You said that this was 10 years ago.
I know.
So I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to understand why it affects you to the degree that it does.
Because I believe in mannerisms. I believe in having respect for one another.
Sure.
And I believe in I guess I'm old school. Maybe I'm too
No,
old.
but can't
old
you
for-
do that whether they're transgender or not? Can
I
you
don't
not
give
do
a-
the same thing?
I mean, I open the door for dudes too. I mean, if they're like, walking kind of ahead of me, it's kind of one of those things if they're walking a little bit ahead
Okay, so
of me.
then, let me ask you two. So then, let me ask you two. Am I missing him, or because my thing is, based on what he just said, right? What's the big fucking deal here?
I don't
Am
know
I
what it
missing
is.
it?
All right, then I'm gonna say.
Well, I
I ain't
think-
saying you're
I'm
wrong.
closing
I
the door
think-
on
I
me.
ain't judging you. I'm not judging you. I'm just
I
saying.
think that when you get into these are topics that are like a whole issue. You know, we were talking about children, and you go to this. Like, there's a whole episode of how you're dealing with the new world. With, and I get it. I mean, when you grew up, shit was different.
Correct.
Than it was for your parents.
Correct.
They didn't like the music you were listening to. They didn't like how you dressed. They didn't like your pants. Everything is supposed to change. That's called evolving.
Okay, so now
And-
next time we
And
go to
if you have any type of religious view or scientifical view, that is what you're supposed to do. Evolve.
So next time I
As
take
humanity.
your daughter to a restaurant, when I pull the chair out, when she goes to sit, I'm just gonna pull the fillet out.
I don't
And
need
be
you.
like,
I don't need you to pull the chair out for me, sir.
That's funny. And then I'm gonna cough on her and give her COVID too.
So when we,
I get it's different when you're talking about raising your own children. But I don't get why people are so concerned about what people are doing in their own lives.
I think
The world is.
I think
the
you're
world.
No, it's not that.
I-
though.
we're
It's-
in
it-
transition.
But it's still ridiculous.
That's the thing.
It's
It's not that.
ridiculous.
It's
I don't
I-
care.
You keep saying it's your own lives, but it's everywhere.
I think
It's
Rick.
everywhere.
What?
I
That's
think
just
going
life.
back to your
It's
initial.
no different than people didn't want to walk in and see black people at the grocery store.
But I'm
You
talking about
adjust.
they push and push.
And shut
you
the
hear
fuck up
on-
about it.
I mean,
Go
it's
talk at
everywhere.
home
I'm sorry
about it.
if y'all are blind. I mean, it's everywhere.
I'm
You
not
can't-
blind.
You
That's
can't
what-
turn
now,
the TV
today,
on
Yeah,
without
but
seeing
get your
what they
ass
got?
whooped.
What they got to do with me?
Not you. No,
What's
I
the
just looked
difference?
over.
I mean-
I just looked over, but I'm saying it's just it's weird. It's weird how they've made it to that point where
It's not
everything you do
not
or
made.
see.
It goes back to
Has-
your initial question about raising kids in the society that we live in.
that's where we started. Correct.
Yeah, and
That's correct.
I think the biggest thing, the Nia was hitting on it. You have to prioritize your life and what's important,
What's important.
to you and your household.
Very nice.
Am I gonna let this stuff direct the flow of my household. Am I gonna let this, because I'm old school and this is new, I can't accept it? Am I gonna let this influence me? And now I'm influencing the message that I give my kids, and they the ones that really gotta live with this shit. You know what I'm saying? They gotta come up in
this
shit.
This is a new thing.
It's new.
I mean, it's not even a transgender thing.
Yeah.
It's not a new thing.
It's not.
Dad, I mean,
it's just
you didn't like him because you saw me being, in your mentality, white, whatever. But now you love him, and he's taken care of me for 21 years, been a good dude. And Mom will say that she won't admit it. She doesn't like me to bring it up. But that was not acceptable in your time frame. That was not what you should do. And I get why. Totally.
Sure.
But I fell in love with a human. And I wish people would just accept a human being. I don't care if you're wearing a wig, a dick, a strap on. I don't care. Be a good person, and I'll like you.
Well, yeah, completely. I agree
if you're in my world, if you're in my world, I don't care who I'm dealing with at the grocery store. You're not going to affect my whole life.
And in my defense,
you're not going to affect me. I'm not going to sit up all night going, this person at the grocery store, I don't know.
Yeah. It wasn't that.
And in defense to everybody, me just being me, I would hate to live in a world where I couldn't be me. I had to be afraid to be me because of what somebody gonna think about me being me. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't. No, I'm not, because I shouldn't live my life worrying about what the next person gonna think about me and me.
You shouldn't
being me.
You shouldn't.
So why should I care about somebody else being whoever the fuck they think they are?
That's my point.
You're already worried about what your family and the people that love you are gonna deal with. I don't care.
And here's the thing, Mike. You hit a nerve on that one. And it is funny because it is. Stick by your beliefs. And everybody knows me. The people that do know me is I usually go off the cuff, especially around people that I'm comfortable with, and I say whatever I want. And that being said, this is why we're here today. This is why we're still good friends, and this is why we're still who we are at this moment. Now, obviously, at work, I can't do that, but so I don't know.
It doesn't matter at work or not.
No, I know, but
are they nice to you? And can they type on a keyboard? That's all you need to care about at work.
Do they know what a space bar is?
Oh my god,
no.
That's it.
And they don't know what wine we carry,
right?
No rum we carry.
And what's their work history? Have they been working for the last 40 years, or did they have to be there?
40
do they know what the all caps button
means? Right? I don't care. Be a good person.
Yeah, that's all I care about.
I'm worried about what's going on in my home.
That's all I care about. But to make somebody make me feel like I offended them kind of irritates me. I don't know why. It's just my southern background. It's me. It's more me, like my soul. Like I'm like, I offended you.
Do you know what the southern gentleman, old school southern gentleman,
say screw you?
No, you see that white thing around on her head tied in a knot? It wouldn't be tied in a knot, it would be over her face with the eyes cut off.
Come on now.
That's the old school southern. Where at the age that I'm at, where I'm at in between, when you say old school southern, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think about.
Better than that.
No, I know better than that, but that's when you say old school southern. That's
where I'm at.
He's the in between. He's the in between.
But when you say old school southern, that's what, because the old school southern, you know what I'm saying? With the age that I'm at, the old school southern, me and you wouldn't be sitting at this table. I'm just telling you, bro. Regardless, I know, but you.
I'm in 1980s Texas.
I mean, because we coming.
Yeah, but 3 of us here fought to have a 1980s Texas.
Yeah, and we coming.
I mean, 3 of our people fought to have a 1980s Texas.
Well, yeah, it was
4 of us fought.
Major
4 of us fought because your grandfather
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also did the same thing.
Yeah,
I got another thought here.
Uh-oh.
Let's lighten the mood a little bit.
Hey, man.
So
Thank
why don't we go around the table? Because you mentioned something
Yes.
about evolving.
Yes.
So let's start with where have you evolved? If you look back in your life, the biggest thing you have evolved and you have grown and you don't do anymore. I'm a better person because I stopped doing or stopped feeling.
Dad, that's
when you-
light. That's light. I thought we were going to talk
Yeah.
about what our favorite foods are.
That's like for me.
Big
So
Daddy,
then-
Big Daddy, that's
No,
another
don't.
hour.
Well, it's like because I think that would help us to learn even more about even you two. I
Yeah.
think we'll learn more about each other, and it's much lighter than the conversation we were having. Can we agree on that?
Yeah. So,
Well, that's
okay.
the thing. We go into things, and you wanted to be a part of this podcast.
I'm loving this. Please, yours.
I have evolved because as I mature in life, I learn to trust others more and be more transparent
Yeah,
with
right.
people.
I was doing
And
that.
because for a long time in my life, I'm the baby of the family. My brother not that much older than me, but we different. Like you was talking about Dania, Ricky, and Aaron, how they different. We different. I have a big sister, a big brother, and like I said, I always said that I was found in a trash can and I was adopted. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's just because I ain't gonna say I was the black sheep because I wasn't the black sheep. It's not a black sheep in my family, but I just did things way different from my brother and sister. And I've always been private, kept to myself, don't like help from nobody. I have moved by myself before. You know what I'm saying? And I know I have people that'll help me move, but that's just me. I just do it by myself, that type of person. Don't let nobody in. My business, my business. But as I grow older, I let people in and I let people help me a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? But so that's the evolution in my life where I'm at right now is allowing people in. Right? Yep.
I actually transitioned into the business I'm in. I'm gonna say about 4 years ago now, which should have done longer before that, and kind of helped it out. With that being said, stress comes with that, and in the last year, I've been trying to monitor stress, let's just put it that way, and get rid of bad habits that I've accumulated on that stress with moving, with COVID, with trying to run the business and make it successful. So yeah, I'm basically, at this point, I'm transitioning down into where I was going into a dark hole of the business, but I'm transitioning back to the Rob that everybody knew and loved and going that route.
So is that evolving or is that regressing back to where you were?
No, I'm saying that I'm evolving back to the Rob that I was before, that
You see
everybody
that,
loved.
and you see that as
You
evolving.
know, getting sleep more, doing the right diet type thing, not cognacing as much. Certain things like that.
Fair enough.
That I'm doing, smoking a lot less. So my radio voice sounds serious. But yeah, besides that, kind of like just trying to help the business and move forward from there. And like I said from the beginning, make my wife happy, family happy. They can come live here if they want by the time I get a
always
big enough
evolving.
place.
If you're making your wife happy, you're evolving.
Evolving in the right
Right,
direction.
right, Dad?
And the girl, of course.
Right.
Oh, we just got a big TV.
Oh gosh, nobody cares about our TV. That wasn't an evolve.
And
Whatever.
how about you, dear? What you got for me?
My evolvation?
Yes, please.
I made that word.
I like it.
TM.
I like it.
Evolvation. I think I've evolved on a whole lot of levels. I think that I had a view of my life at a very young age. I had a very clear view. of my life.
Were you with me when you had this view? Or was it after you left?
I mean, no. Yeah.
Well, young can be 20s, it can be teens.
No, I had a view.
Okay.
You know, I mean, well, you might not remember.
It was when she.
But
saw
I
the
wanted to
TV.
be a pediatric surgeon. I wanted to be around kids. I mean, and then I was like, no.
I remember that. Pediatric surgeon, yes.
Remember? And then I was like,
Yes.
I'll start crying. I can't help people that way. And then I went to, I could be a dentist for kids. I can't kill them, you know, that kind of thing. I had a whole view
You
of
could
my
have a
life.
horrible.
Yeah. And still had that view that evolved. You know, I met someone. My sisters got older, and you know. But I feel like I've evolved to. My life doesn't have to have a straight path.
Okay.
I feel like, I mean, and I probably nobody knew that I had a straight path.
Okay.
But I feel like I could die today. I don't want to, knock on wood. And I feel like I've been a good person
All right.
to the people that I love.
All right.
And that
I
has
agree with that.
always been my... I wanted to get that way, but I still had my own tunnel. And I just opened my mindset.
Okay.
And I said... My life may not be going with how I thought it was. I'm 30 years old.
Okay. Good enough. I'm all right with that.
And I think a lot of people in general, I was going to say women, but people in general, they think, when I hit this milestone, I have to do this. When I hit this milestone, I have to do this. I should have kids now. I should be married now.
They still think
I
that
should
way.
have my career now.
True.
I should, yeah.
True.
And it's really not how life goes. And I had to let that go and evolve. And one of my qualities that I appreciate about myself is I give love great. And I hope that's what comes out
I like that.
when I'm gone. When I was younger, I was like, I want to have this and this and this, and I had the kids named and this, and I'm going to live here and this. And I don't care about that anymore. I just want my peace and to hopefully give peace to the people that I love.
I like that. That's cool.
Hopefully.
And,
With my smart ass.
it would be, personal and involvement, evolve. Some time ago, and my wife had heard this for the first time recently. It's the first time she ever heard it.
Don't make her cry again, please.
Well, actually, it involves all of you, but I wanted to make my life a little more easier, okay? And I had to grow as a parent and a husband. That shit became abundantly clear to me. Nobody to tell me that.
Yeah.
Look at it. So the first thing was, every day I was gonna make my wife happy.
Yeah.
Whether it be just laughing, whether you're wearing her panties, whether you show up to her job naked.
I'm sorry.
Which I've done all those
I'm
things.
sorry. I'm done. I'm out. And I'm out.
Well, it's just if I make her laugh.
Yeah.
So whatever it took to
On the head
Every
or
day.
on the here?
No,
on what?
nothing.
And
God,
so
no.
then
Stop.
from there is have a better relationship with all my children. Not that it was bad,
Yeah.
but I could have done better.
Right.
I can do better. So the last, I'd say maybe 10, 12 years, it's really been about, it doesn't have to be my way or the highway, because that's how it was. I was in the military.
Yeah.
And respecting the fact that my children are adults now. So let me listen to them and not be judgmental.
Right.
So now I think they all feel like that they can talk to me. My wife says I'm a sucker, but I don't say it that way.
Yeah.
So I think I've grown, my relationship with my children has gotten better.
Yeah.
Because work that. So I've evolved, and I think I really believe I become a better husband. I become a better father.
Yeah.
So I've evolved. But the first 10 years, maybe even first 10 to 15 years, I had to grow up.
Yeah.
You have the the maturity of a 22 or 23-year-old and you're fucking 33.
Yeah.
Time to grow up. You got responsibilities.
Yeah.
So I think in that sense, my relationship with my daughters and my wife, I've gotten much, I think I've gotten much better. But maybe, do I need to evolve some more, honey?
Men, am I right?
What does that mean?
I'm just joking. Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought,
I appreciate that though.
No, yeah.
I appreciate
No, you have. I just
that from the whole
I
table.
feel like if you rewind, I said he's a phenomenal husband, man, father, superhero.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you get on my nerves? Yeah, I get
Yeah.
on. Do I get on your nerves? Yeah. I mean,
They all
yeah,
do.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I
But
said, you know, we
but I
grow.
don't eat your donuts.
No, that's Aaron. And that's a whole other topic of conversation.
Hey, but I really appreciated you sharing that, and I really loved you being on this show. And I hate that you're going back to home, back to California. You won't be here next week for the following episode because you really asked great questions and you really brought wisdom and a dynamic, you know what I'm saying, that challenged us to be who we want to be on this podcast.
Wonderful.
You know what I'm saying? And so I really appreciate.
I know Rob is
I really appreciate.
You brought up some, you brought up some
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
You brought up some things that we
Yeah.
wouldn't.
I didn't answer any question, to be honest with you.
But we have a segment.
In full heart. Yeah.
What's your segment?
You know me.
We have a segment where we challenge
It has to
ourselves.
end
We challenge ourselves to have 3,000 episodes.
Okay.
So in every episode, the end of every episode, we ask ourselves one of these questions
Oh,
about
wonderful.
ourselves. It's a random question. Well, Rob's question ain't random. He done studied the whole book. You know the answer.
No,
No,
that's not
it's
true. That's
random.
Okay,
It just
random.
flipped. Yeah, it's just
Flip
random.
it.
Yeah, and that's
But
not,
Let
Rob-
me mark it off.
no, I did.
He done studied the book. He got.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
All right. So what's the question?
The question is actually
The number.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna
the
give you the
number.
number. Yeah. It's there's no page number.
The question
10, I
number.
know 10/26. What is one thing you would hope to do before you die?
I like that. I like that book.
That's why.
I like that.
Me?
She picked that book.
Oh, please go for it.
Yeah.
What would I like to do before I die? Be swimming in is it a bucket list or like right before I kick it?
One thing.
I don't know what it's called. You call it bucket list.
A bucket list?
You call it that.
Okay, I would love.
Oh, it's a bucket list, and we're going for another hour.
Oh no, but you only got one. Is it one thing?
Yeah,
you
what's the
do
question? Yeah, what's the question?
I'm just
One,
curious.
Yeah.
Is it something I want to do right before I die, or just something I want to
Your
do?
choice.
Okay.
You can see. You can preface it with just what
Okay,
I got.
so-
Or
10,
Right
26.
before I die,
Okay.
I want to.
10, 26.
I don't care if I'm dying from a disease. I hope and pray I have time. I want to walk out into the ocean.
I've seen you do that before.
Right?
you mean just
You've already done that.
walk up and walk back? Is that
What
you
is-
mean?
what
Just
is
walk
one
up the
thing?
ocean? You mean? Tell me.
One
What
thing.
you mean by that?
I
Yeah.
hope that I'll know. I mean, you don't know when you're gonna die.
She basically
But if
I knew-
drowned herself in
if
the
I
ocean.
knew.
Right.
I was going to. I just want to go to a beach and walk out into the ocean.
And never come back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I've said that for many, many years.
Did you hear this? Wow, I did
My
not
dad
know that.
told my mom. Yeah.
Talking to
I feel. I don't.
That's funny.
In my spirit, I feel I'm.
yeah, that Big Daddy had to holler at
Yeah, 'cause that's deep. I mean, I
Yeah.
think he felt that way.
No, I've said that.
I've never heard it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so y'all probably know, but I didn't know.
I
that.
never heard it, but it's awesome. I mean, I like the water too.
If I mean, if
Basically-
I know I'm gonna die, that's what I
Basically,
want. I
she
wanna
wants
walk out.
Bin Laden buried.
Oh yeah, that's what that was.
No,
Yeah, hey,
I don't. Not in his ocean.
good for you. Good for you. Now for me, it is something I'm gonna do.
Oh,
and
hell.
it always involves my wife, but I want to take her on a cruise. That's one thing I want to do before I die. Bucket list, because she's never been on one.
Yeah,
So what I'm trying to do for her now is create memories.
yeah,
Like that ring. whenever I go, she'll always have that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if she takes it off, she will always have that memory.
Yeah.
So these next however many years I have left, it's going to be trying to create memories, not only for my wife, but my children. Because the hope is, and this is some sad shit, but I don't mean to, I don't mean to fuck anybody up, but my hope is that I go before my children.
Right.
And so I'm trying
And
to
all of
write.
your children
I'm trying to
don't want
write
that.
my obituary every day
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah.
Create memories,
Right.
so that when they stand up and they do the little spiel at my funeral, my kids will have plenty of memories.
Yeah.
What they've had with their father.
Right.
So that's. I guess now it's not. I guess it's a one thing, but build memories for my wife and my family.
Right.
That's what I want to do. You're a boss.
So
Well, I'm going to talk about this episode.
the
at
one
your funeral,
thing.
where my dad made me cry for no damn reason. Damn, Dad. Look at you being sentimental.
He asked the question.
The one thing that I want to do before I die. That's a big
He
question.
thought, have you? You
I-
never thought about have you?
I mean, I have,
Yeah.
not in that context though, with
Okay.
with the dying.
Okay.
But you know, because I aspire to be a successful entrepreneur one day, and I aspire to be high up on the executive ladder in somebody else's company prior to me being a successful entrepreneur. But before I die, I just want to. Man, that's crazy because I do not think about death. I don't.
Nor should you.
But
You should.
Nor should you. Right.
so to answer that question, one of my biggest goals day to day is and I don't know if it's answering the question is not to leave a void,
Right.
right? So when I do pass, there's not a void in the people's life that really matter to me. That they can move on and not miss me so much. So that, you know what I'm saying, that I impacted them so much that even though I'm gone, you know what I'm saying, I'm not.
That's creating memories.
Yeah.
Do you need my bank account?
Right. Very cool.
I'll let Carlos know that you might need to share.
Carlos,
Can we share one?
hey Carlos, you want the pool heated? I don't know.
But that's it. I don't want to be missed. I don't want to be. I mean, I can't control people crying over me and all that. But I don't want to be missed. I don't want nobody's world to stop because I'm gone. You know, and that's. I don't want nobody's world to stop.
All right.
You know.
What you got?
Well, after I die, it's gonna be a lot of shit. Because the people.
My dad does not know
that
that
song.
rap
Yeah.
reference. It's a rap song.
A lot of slow singing and flowers bringing.
I kind of been there on the stretch of it a little bit. Before I die, like I guess on top of my bucket list, I had a few things, and I really just want to go into like a black hole in space and see what the hell's on the other side.
Okay, Elon Musk over
No,
here.
for real. I mean, that's like if I had a goal, that would be what I want. I would like literally.
You know what he used to tell me?
I have nothing to lose.
When he was younger, he said he wanted to have a high-speed chase
Oh,
and
yes.
drive straight into a brick wall.
No. It wasn't driving straight into a brick wall. Now
Well, you
he,
can do that tonight. I'm saying.
Not on my watch.
no, that's the thing. No, like I'll look at Grandpa running from the police. Like right. That was my first one. Like I want to give him a good chase. I want to be on the national news, like with my chase, because I'm pretty good driver. I shouldn't say that. But anyways, so yeah. What was the other one? Oh, Bermuda Triangle. That was the other one. And if I made it back from
those kind of
Well, what's the
things.
one?
Daredevil.
the one if I had to pick one, that's what I'm saying, would be like shoot me into the black hole in space. I'm curious what's on the other side. I got nothing to lose. If time stops, I might be 80 floating around like,
With the way
my
things
back
are going,
hurts.
it's not impossible.
It's
With the way
not.
things are going.
And if you have the right bank account, you can go to space.
Right.
They're building space.
And that's what
hotels.
the podcast is for, to make us rich.
Well, thank y'all for having me. I really enjoyed my time here. Thank you guys.
Man, I really
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
You did good.
Yeah.
Somebody who said no.
No, well, yeah, I enjoyed this.
And
It's
then
much
he got,
better.
And then he got real comfortable.
Yeah, very good. And I really appreciate you guys having me. Thank you so much. And I'd like to make this announcement, unbeknownst to my wife, we're coming back in August. She doesn't know. We're coming back in August. I get a month off in August, and we're coming back. I just told her. There we go. Thank y'all.
That's it for this week's episode of Cognac, Tequila, and the Girl. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. As always, we'd love to hear your feedback. Follow us on all the social medias. Leave your comments and reviews. Until next week, keep safe and keep your squad close. Thanks for hanging out.